Okay, I'm just trying to make sure you're ready.
Oh gosh, here you go. We ain't even been here 5 minutes, and you already starting up.
I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to see how well you think you might know
No,
me.
I just wanted everybody to see how you was acting up before I cut this camera on. You better be glad you knew that I hit this button.
I'm glad that you hit the button. When you hit the button, that they didn't get all that extra behind the scenes stuff, because I want to be sleeping right next to you by the end of the night.
I hope so too. Me too. I hope so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and dive all the way into it.
All right. Would you rather, y'all? These are would you rather questions. Would you rather not be able to taste or not be able to see color?
I'd rather not be able to taste.
You'd rather be able to see.
I would rather be able to see colors.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think so. I would have to agree.
Yeah, because I mean, as far as food goes, as long as I'm eating it, I don't even have to taste it. It might actually work out in the end.
Okay.
Because I can't taste the food.
Yeah.
Would you rather only be able to live in a small city your entire life, or only be able to live in a big city your entire life?
Oh man. A big city.
You rather be in a big city?
Yeah.
Why? Is this just something that you just already used to?
That's what I'm used to. That's what I like. It would have to be something big city like, because being in a small city, I feel like it's too small, it's too quiet.
Might not be enough to do.
Right.
Might not be enough to see.
It might be too much to get into because there's nothing to do.
Okay. So you'd rather be in just a big city, just point blank, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you rather know how you die or know when you die? It's hard. What kind of damn question is that? That's the question.
I'd rather know how I died rather than when. Because I would just want to know exactly what it was that took me out.
Oh, okay.
Exactly why I died. Maybe not necessarily when, because at the end of the day, we all have a when. But the burning question is how.
Yeah.
Like, how is it going to end?
I don't think I would want to know how I'm going to die. I think I just want to know when.
You want to know when?
I'd want to know when, so I could just live my whole life, just go and do everything. That way I know everything.
Up until that one date
that you are. Up until that one day.
No.
But I don't want to know how it's going to happen. I'm just going to live it out, live my whole life, and just go out crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather know. I would rather want to know how.
Okay.
Because we all got a win.
Yeah.
And a how, but yeah, definitely how it actually happened, how it ended.
Okay.
Would you rather be infamous in history books or be forgotten after your death? And being infamous in history books is not. I don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't think that's a good thing either. That's why I'm like, I don't think that's a good thing.
So would you want to be known in history books as being infamous, or would you just want to be forgotten after your death?
Just forget me.
Well, no.
I don't want you
not
to
Asia.
Don't get on here talking about me all kind of crazy and everything I did bad and ruined the world and made people crazy and affected the world population. I don't want those problems when I go, because then, my spirit ain't going to rest.
Your spirit not going to rest.
Because they on here talking bad
because
about me.
Because they're going to always be constantly talking about you, even after you gone for years and years and centuries.
Yeah, you ain't going to be on here talking crazy about me.
Okay.
Forget that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm learning something today.
Would you rather find your passion or the love of your life? Would you rather find passion or would you rather find the love of your life?
I would rather find the love of my life. I feel like you can find a lot of passions and a lot of different things in life, period. Mm-hmm. You can find that, but I just feel like you can't find the love of your life. I don't think everybody can find the love of their life while they're living here. So I feel like that's something that everybody should be like your goal when living.
Yeah.
Is to find the love of your life, because you only live one time.
Good answer, babe.
And life is short.
Yeah.
Would you rather live in a world where everybody either ignores you, or in a world where everyone is mean to you?
That's a messed up question. I don't know.
It kind of sounds like a double-edged question.
Yeah, because I feel like if I was ignored, then I feel like nobody would ever listen to anything, and I feel like that would drive a person crazy. But the same as somebody that is always been like hated on, like basically oh man, that's awful. I feel like I could probably live with being ignored.
I figured that you were going to say that you'd rather be ignored. You probably should. I mean, it'd be better than somebody being mean to you. just how everybody just ignore you so they can just leave me alone.
Right.
Leave me alone. Let me be. Let me just do.
What would you say?
I'm going to say ignore. Because I don't want people to be mean to me my entire life, or just living in a world of people just being mean.
But at least they talk to you. You have a social life. Just people being mean to you, but you'd have a social life. At least you'd be able to say how you feel about stuff. And
I know, but I wouldn't want a social life that bad.
Okay.
To have people being mean to me. Just ignore me altogether.
Forget that. Okay.
And let me be in peace, and I'll talk to myself.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Okay. All right, this is the last one.
Yeah. Would you rather have an intelligent partner or a good-looking partner?
Ooh.
Don't say the wrong thing.
Now I know the publicly correct answer usually is going to be someone that's intelligent, but I would rather have just a good-looking partner. I'd rather have a good-looking partner.
For real? That's so crazy. You say that. How many dudes probably like, no, BJ?
They'd rather have an intelligent.
Yes, of course they would.
You sure?
I feel like, I don't know though. I really don't know, because I feel like, hey, people these days are all about physical. You got to be something cute to me for me to even want to have some attraction to you.
It's just a really, really fun question, because like I said, I'll be the brains of the operation, and you can just look absolutely just amazing. So whenever I bring you around, it's just eye candy all day.
She could just be a nutcase though, like just total dipshit. Okay,
when we go out, all I need her to do is just be quiet.
Okay.
Just be quiet. I do all the talking.
Nothing.
Just smile, because she's gonna have them pretty veneers. She's gonna have pretty teeth. She's gonna have pretty hair,
nice cute body, and
cute
everything.
eyes, and all you got to do is just be quiet. And the only person you talk to is just me.
That's so funny. Okay,
I'll be the brains of the operation.
Okay, all right, y'all. Well,
and I don't want nobody that's smarter than me,
okay,
or more intellectual than me.
Well, wait a minute.
What?
Because I'm definitely smarter than you are.
I'm just talking about in the realm of the question.
Okay, right. Yeah, no, I think
I would rather have someone.
No, hell no. Don't try to fix it now. You said it. I said don't say the wrong thing.
Hey, wrong thing.
See? All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this.
I'm ready for it.
Here we go, y'all. What's good, y'all? I'm your host, Asia.
And it's your host, BJ. And this is Extra Script
Podcast. We're going to get it down at some point.
I'm telling y'all, we are in the building. This is the place to be. Shout out to everybody that hit that thumbnail. Y'all, you are officially in Asia and BJ's zone.
Yeah, y'all. Welcome in. Today we got some hot topics, Reddit stories, y'all. We jumping into some things today, okay?
Absolutely. Why you sitting over there looking like a flame? You over there sitting over there looking like a burning flame.
Babe.
What?
It's just the way you said that. How you gonna try to talk about what I got on, and you were like, babe, put that on. You told me to put that on so you could sit here and roast me the whole time. I already know.
Nah, all I'm saying is that you on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, you burning up.
Okay.
Yeah, you burning up for sure.
Okay.
What y'all think? Y'all let me know.
You got the perfect words all the time.
Hey, I'm just trying to see what I can see. Trying to see what I can see, touch what I can touch. You know what I mean?
I was just trying to match you. That's really what I was trying to do when I saw you pull that shirt out. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find
But you
something.
are matching me. You matching my flyness. You matching the cuteness.
The flyness.
The suaveness.
Yeah, I was trying to find something slick to say where you just, okay.
Nah, but for
licking
real,
those lips, y'all. BJ got some juicy lips. He got some juicy lips, y'all. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They good, ain't they?
I remember first time I got a chance to touch them little lips. Okay.
Yep.
See?
I remember our first kiss. When
was our first kiss?
Our first kiss was like it was like in front of your mom's house.
It was. You were leaving.
I was leaving. That was like the first time. See, look, it's been a long time, but it's just some things that just never leave your memory.
I think that was verse number 2. I was like, okay, I do like him. He's so sweet. And then a whole lot of things changed.
Oh, man.
Since then.
Oh, yeah.
Especially now.
They changed for the better. They changed for the better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Your
Okay.
our meter went straight up. Our meter went through the roof
It
at this
did.
point. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? We should tell everybody how we met. How did we meet? That's a good question.
A good question as far as
We've been asked that question so many
Yo,
times. And I feel like we've said it like a dozen times, but we never really talk about the story.
yeah, not completely
It's
like
kinda
in
like a-
full detail.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell y'all what happened. So
You go ahead and start it. Go ahead.
so long story short, like somebody was like telling me that I knew was like, hey, I got a friend that I want you to meet. And like I wasn't interested in even talking to him. And then I ended up like getting his number, but then I introduced him to one of my friends because I wasn't interested. And so I got them talking, and then he was like, I have a friend that I want you to meet. What do I look like? The friend meter?
People know those kind of hookups.
Okay.
A friend of a friend. I
Right.
got a friend.
I got a friend that I want you to meet. And then when I looked at him, though, you know how it's just certain people that you see in person and you just automatically are just put off. Okay. 1000% put off. There's nothing about this person that is nothing that attracts you to them. Like the personality, physical wise. Okay. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he's like, I got a friend that I want to introduce you to.
But see, I think sometimes that leads to a bad like meetup.
That too. I would just
because you probably basing everything off of how he looks, how his character is. So you like, well, if you got a homie or you got a friend that's anywhere remotely close to you,
yeah.
I'm not trying to meet him,
right? Because if you his friend, I don't like him, so I don't know why I would even like your friend, like
See,
at all.
y'all,
That's what I was thinking.
Y'all see, it was already starting off on a bad note.
That was what I was thinking. And so anyway,
the odds were already against us before we even met.
Yeah. Well, I went to go meet my homegirl. Like I went and picked her up, and she was just hounding me. She's like, "Hey, I want to meet. Let's just call him Sam. I want to meet Sam." And I was like, "Why?" Like, okay, well, since we're together, she's like, well, he said he can run up here and meet us at your job. I was working at Domino's at the time, y'all.
Facts.
Domino's Pizza. He gonna bring his homeboy, and the whole time, because go back just a little bit, like we were on the phone talking. So my homegirl and him were on the phone talking to each other, and he was telling me about the homeboy. At the time, and I was like,
I'm the homeboy.
Yeah, BJ was the homeboy, and I'm like, yeah, and I was like, I don't want to meet your friend. But when I picked up my friend Jasmine, she was determined to meet him. So we went to my job, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna be there in 10 minutes. If he's not there, we about to go.
and when y'all called and said in 10 minutes, I started getting nervous.
Were you?
Yeah, because it had been like the whole day, and I was kind of trying to avoid even coming to meet you because I'm not big on that type of stuff. Like
that's right. He was telling BJ that he was gonna go meet my homegirl later, so they were together. They were together, but you weren't really trying to kick it with him though.
Not completely, and he was just calling y'all back to back to back.
He was blowing up our phones, both of us.
To me, and literally, I was just like, I hope they don't answer the phone. I hope they get tired of him calling and this don't even go down because I'm not even big on just meeting people out the blue.
I so badly was hoping that he would, like, we did everything in our power to get him to stop calling.
Y'all did.
Stop calling. He would not stop calling. I know you knew that we weren't answering the phone.
Yes, because I was sitting right next to him. He would call and he'll hang up and call right.
I'm like,
back.
What is up with him? Literally, y'all. We pull up anyway. So we pull up to the Domino's Pizza. And BJ pulls up in his little like Honda Civic. Okay, he pulled up next to us, and I'm like,
my pull-up game strong, y'all.
Both of them excited to see each other. Jasmine and Sam, they hop out the car. They hurried up. Like,
they got out the car first, and it's like me and you. It's like we didn't even get out the car yet.
BJ didn't get out the car,
and then
I couldn't even see through your tent, though.
No, you couldn't see. Y'all.
Yeah, I was in my little Dodge Neon, y'all, the purple people eater at the time. Y'all, that was the name of the car. We pull up, and I couldn't even see in your tent. So when I see he didn't get out, I'm like, well, I'm not getting out either. What you think this is? I'm not going to go get up. Like, I was
taking my time to get out. I was like, is she getting out yet?
Like, man.
Is the door open? Okay, well, I'm going to start opening my door when she start opening her door and start getting out.
I don't even know. I think
like-
eventually you opened your door for your door first.
Yeah, but we kind of got out simultaneously. And even when I was walking up to you and we was kind of like walking up, it was hot too that day.
Oh yeah,
It was on
so
fire.
hot. It was so hot that day.
Yeah, it was on fire.
Yeah.
And like my vibe that I caught from you was almost like the same vibe that I had towards you, was like kind of uncertain, like the uncertainty, kind of like I don't know.
Wait, what was your first impression though? He was not interested, y'all. He said I was too tomboyish looking. Like,
yeah, initially. Probably, yeah. I would say so.
Because one, I wasn't expecting to go and meet a boy that day. Like, I didn't care to meet you to begin with, so I wasn't really interested in trying to be cute. Mm-hmm. So I just put on what I would normally put on. I had some Tommy Hilfiger overalls on.
Probably like a white or red shirt.
Like a red Tommy shirt and some K-Swiss, y'all, with the one side off. You know how people used to wear their overalls back in the day? Mm-hmm. And that was it. And I was like, okay, well, shoot. That's what it is. That's me. Okay.
Yeah. Literally at the time. Exactly.
And so, yeah, we ended up talking and then we got ready to leave.
It was very brief though.
It was very brief because at that point they had been talking for a minute before we had even got out the car to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. They get out the car or we start talking and it was just a few minutes. And then when we left, he gave me a hug. Because he told me he was about to go to Houston. He was like, can I get a hug or something? And we kind of just hugs. And he didn't even ask me for my phone number.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, I mean, you was a little closer. You was a little closer.
Nah.
So, don't be capping. Don't be capping in here.
That's what it was.
Because you got a little close.
Okay. I don't even think you put both hands. I think I don't even know.
Yeah.
It really wasn't like a real.
It wasn't a real hug because like when you hug somebody for real, it's like, they around your whole arm.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a it wasn't like a hug. It was like a
okay, thanks, bye. Right. I'm gonna holler at you later because he didn't even ask me. Like I said, and I was like, okay, we got in the car, and that was into that. I was like, okay, well, I'm not even gonna hear from him ever again. He must have didn't even like me.
Wasted all this time. They wasted our whole day for me to meet him and for. Old boy had to meet my friend, to meet your friend, and for it to end like that. But it was very, very brief because it was hot outside,
It was, and it was,
because it was the summertime.
It was summertime, yep.
Summertime.
Summertime. Yeah.
Time to sit back and unwind. I'm telling you, it was just. But like I said. It had to do it had to do something with the stars being aligned. It had something to do with numerology. I don't know what it had to do with astrology, but we're here right now.
Yeah.
20 years later.
Yep. Okay, y'all, let's move on. I just had to tell y'all that story real quick. A lot of people ask us that's the get to know me session right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's more to that, but yeah, we'll get to that at a later
at another
date.
time.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
And what's going on? What's hot on the press?
So, y'all, there is apparently a very wildfire that is taking place in Hawaii that is devastating the nation right now.
Mm-hmm. And the headline is Maui wildfires kill at least 80 people, and the race to find survivors is grim as countless residents in torched areas remain missing.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
I think it's even more than that at this point. I was just looking at that, like right before we got on, I was kind of just looking to see what was going on in terms of the death toll because they haven't done a lot of the search with the cadaver dogs. They've only, I think, covered only about 3% of like the search area. So
of the island,
yeah, I think they're up to like 90 people, 93 people or something like that at this point, which is, that's a lot of people. It's so sad. And they're not even like halfway through with searching
the
and
everything.
Area.
Yeah, and it just seemed like this event, it just seemed like this disaster, it just seemed like it just got worse and worse and worse
like
over
very
the week.
Quickly.
Like over the last few days.
It started with some type of storm that came in, but they weren't expecting for like the wind, and it just went left like really quick.
Yeah. I even saw where the governor was kind of like attributing everything to like global warming.
I don't know if it was that. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
in the article. That's
of
what
course,
it said.
like
Yeah,
that's the easiest thing to say. It has something to do with global warming, but like, what about the catastrophe behind it? Like everything, the disasters. They've lost um, over 500 structures at this point.
hmm
More than like half of them are homes.
See, that's another part of it is people just being displaced from their homes too.
Yeah, I was even reading a story about a veteran. The veteran, he was on the phone with his family and telling them that he was trying to get out, and he took a picture of the fire flames coming over, like he could see them coming.
Yeah.
And he's also disabled. He was in a wheelchair, and they said that that was the last that they heard from him. They haven't
Last
had any
heard and
contact.
seen from him.
Yeah. So I mean, like the
Wow.
stories that are unfolding. So many celebrities reaching out, people who've lost everything.
Yeah, and
They lost everything.
I've seen that too with the headlines with people putting these donations together.
Yeah.
Fund me accounts, things of that nature to send supplies,
Wow.
send money, send food, things of that nature too.
Yeah.
Just doing anything they can do just to send any type of services, just to kind of give people aid at a time like this right now.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's in a position to give anything, to donate, definitely try to do your best to try to help out,
Yeah.
to donate. And I just hate to see stuff like that because
I
even
can't
over like the
fathom
last
it.
couple of days, it just seemed like it just kept getting worse.
Worse and worse. Everything is under control at this point. At least that much where they're able to start doing what they need to start doing to recover from this. And it's unfortunate. So we're sending thoughts and prayers to the families also and the victims of the tragedy. It's very sad. Even when it popped up, I didn't think that it was as big as it had gotten.
Because a lot of times, sometimes when you hear about like wildfires, you hear about them, but you just think that at some point it's probably going to burn out, or like you said, they'll get it contained to some degree before it even gets
quickly.
Before it even gets to like residents, or before it even gets to like a dangerous zone where people's lives are at stake.
Right.
So to see that it got out of control, and the main thing is just like the loss of life. At the end of the day, structures and buildings and homes, all that stuff can be replaced. It can be rebuilt. But when you hear about like the loss of life over like wildfires, that's just something, it just kind of grips you.
Right.
And
that's something you can't give back.
Yeah.
And
then Hawaii is just such a beautiful island. It's just so beautiful just to know that that's going on there right now.
Yeah.
And I just hope that the death toll doesn't go any higher than what it is right now. So definitely
it's expected to continue to rise, is what I saw.
So definitely send love, positive energy, prayers to everybody that's been affected there in Hawaii.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have our very first listener confession. These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said I could say it, gonna buy, and then gonna run away.
In my confessions,
man, I'm thrown,
and I don't know what to do
now.
But to give part 2 of my confession.
Okay, let's not run everybody off, babe. Okay, y'all can go to our website at www.AsiaandBJ.com, and y'all can send us your listener confession anonymously. Your confession, if there's something you want to talk about, anything juicy and
anything on your
anything
mind.
on your mind, and you want to get some advice and opinions of others with no judgment. Okay. Does that sound like an ad? Just go to our website, plug in that information, and send your story right on over.
Because this is a no judgment zone. Get it off your chest and, hey, bring it here. Okay, y'all. So Asia's fixing to read our very first juicy confession.
Red room confession. I should turn all the lights red.
Come on, let's. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got to turn everything red?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Everything is red up in here. We got the red room going on,
yes,
baby.
ma'am.
Okay.
So better yet, this is the red room confession.
So I'm a bisexual, and I have dated both men and women. I've been with more men, and recently, not too long ago, my girlfriend and I broke up. So I've been kind of lonely, and there was this particular guy who I worked with. We call him Davey, who I began to get along with really well. laughing and joking all the time while we work together. Anyways, Davy is zero my type, looks wise, so I was pleasantly surprised when I was starting to look at him differently. Anyway, Davy was going across the county soon for better work in the way of money, so I put it out there. Would he like to come home with me? Davy shot me down, but later he asked if that offer was still on the table. This is about a week before he was leaving. I said, yep. This is where my real question comes in. The sex was trash, but just because we didn't mesh sexually, it happens. But my thing is, I have been with lots of guys who are perfectly fine with having me go down on them and coming back up for some making out. Yes, most of them I have been in a relationship with. But Davey and a few select others who I have gotten with, but not technically been in a relationship with, got physically disgusted of the idea of me kissing them after having went down on them, which makes me go, what? It's you. I went down on you, and then you refused to kiss me because I have you on me. I even had one guy say it felt gay to kiss a girl after they had went down on him. It's not another man, it's you. Any woman who I have ever been with never even batted an eye if I was pleasing them and then came up for kissy time. Never. As I have never shooed anyone I've been with either sex. It's just that it drove me nuts and I don't understand it like I do. But it's you, fellas. If you think it's dirty to go down on you, why the hell are you letting me do it? Laugh out loud. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Thanks.
First and foremost.
Oh, that's a juicy one.
First and foremost.
I feel like this is going to be so mixed, though.
It is.
Okay.
First and foremost, shout out to our Anonymous.
Yeah, shout out to Anonymous for writing in.
For writing this in, first and foremost. I'm just going to be point blank, period. I'm just finna get straight to it. Like, it just depends on, like, the relationship and how long y'all really been talking and how long y'all been together, because I just find that more men are going to be a little more insecure about, kissing the female in her mouth after they, while they're giving them oral sex.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's probably like a mind thing. I don't know if it's a bravado thing, but most guys are usually going to probably kiss a girl in their mouth if he's like really been with her. He's really, really with her. Because like from my aspect, just thinking if I'm like a single dude that's just out there hanging out, kicking it with homegirls and, and just having random sex, I'm probably gonna like decline like kissing her in the mouth. Unless like I said,
just because you're gonna be more like self-aware, like just self-conscious of the fact that you like aren't really committed to this person.
It's like I'm gonna be self-conscious. Like I'm not fully committed. I feel like we got to be on a different like level, more of a upper echelon level in our relationship for me to kind of like be that intimate, so I can see like the apprehension with a guy not wanting to do it. But I just feel like it just comes down to preference. Sometimes dudes get with females and be like, man, her hygiene ain't together. Her hygiene ain't,
make that face?
Her hygiene ain't just ain't the best.
The face that you make.
There's some opportunities that she could do as far as her hygiene goes.
But sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with it, though. I think it's just a self-conscious of like a person in general. Because of the risk of you catching, like people have STDs in their mouth.
Right.
I don't even know if I should say that on here, but they have that in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm just aware. Like, I don't know, because even now, like even having said that, I'm just like, but I guess it's just as bad as allowing somebody to go down on you if that's the case, right? For them to even come back up and then kiss you in the mouth, ain't that just as nasty? That's still the same problem, right?
That's true. But like I said, you have some people out here that's just completely like germaphobes. They just like what they call it, germophobia. They got a germophobia.
I don't know. I mean,
and they just not open to even themselves, like they not open to just letting a girl go down on them, give them oral sex, and then want to kiss them in the mouth. Like me personally, I wouldn't have a problem with kissing a woman in the mouth, like having oral sex.
Yeah.
But I would just have to be in the place where I'm kind of like real comfortable with her, where we've been around each other, and I kind of know how she move and know her hygiene is kind of together. no, you know what I'm saying? Her pH levels is good, you know, like all of them kind of things.
Yeah.
I got to make sure like certain things are kind of kosher before I just kind of, you know, I can't be kissing a stranger in the mouth because I wouldn't even really kiss a female in the mouth if I hadn't really hung out with her long enough.
Yeah.
Let alone the oral sex, you know.
I can see that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. I don't know if I would want a dude to kiss me in the mouth either after they done did that to me. But I guess that would just, I feel like that would kind of be more
Yeah.
in my head though, you know,
Yeah.
because if you already let them do that much the STD at that point ain't even a problem because at that point they done already put their mouth on your meat, okay? They done already did it, so at that point you passed that. So like whether or not you gonna allow them to kiss you in the mouth, I think it's more of just like okay, I don't like where else has your mouth been? Because it's okay. Like if I don't kiss you, then it's just like I don't really care that you done, you know, did whatever you done did.
I don't
wherever
either.
you as long as you're not kissing me in the mouth, you know, you can go ahead and do me too. You know, I'm just saying.
Go ahead and just get it on, get it together.
Go on, yeah, right. Do what you do, but the fact that okay, see,
Is that the sound that it make?
No, it's a little different than that.
Okay.
It's a little different.
I'm talking about for the guys on the women.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
It kind of go like
be talking about that.
Kind of.
I'm talking about the guy, the men on the women. That's the sound they make.
Man, you be tripping me.
Do it make that mooshu sound?
Yeah.
Mooshu.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with some mooshu, but I think it comes down to like most people. I think it comes down to like an exclusivity type of thing.
Yeah.
Like where we just like
right.
mutually exclusive.
If you've been with him for a good minute, like yeah you got to be like my boo thing, my real for real boyfriend, my real for real girlfriend.
Yeah, we got to be booed up to kind of venture past that boundary of.
I don't know, because I don't feel like all guys are like that though. If I'm being completely honest, like I think dudes are like into that kind of stuff sometimes. Like people just, it depends on what you into, like what turns you on.
Yeah,
I mean, really, because that's really what it's gonna come down to.
And you have some guys that guys.
Because some people don't even get turned on if you're not kissing. You know, if you're not kissing me, caressing me, you know, touching me the right way, like, and you're not being physical enough with me, like I'm not turned on by anything else. You know, like you gotta put in some effort, but I don't know if that's what you would include into effort. Like you have to really get into it. So I mean, if you just kind of being standoffish and you only allowed to do certain things, I mean that's the same thing. If you fingering somebody, you jacking somebody up. I mean, I don't know if I could say that either, but then you put your fingers in their mouth. I mean, what's the difference?
Mm-hmm. And it just comes down to what people are just comfortable with doing. But for me, and just like my general consensus about it will be, we got to be like, inclusive. We got to be exclusive. I mean, what's the word? Somebody help me out with that.
Exclusive.
The exclusivity. We got to be like an item. I would say.
I don't know. I don't think that's
really
for everybody.
really kicking it really really hard. I think if I kissed a woman in the mouth while she was giving me oral sex, I probably would have to have been like in the zone. Maybe like I had one too many drinks, and tonight I'm just being reckless. But if I'm in my like right state of mind, I just can't see myself just doing it with
anybody.
Yeah, where it's just kind of like random, like how it is in this.
You think so? Because I think some people might disagree. Like a lot of people would be like, "No, hell no, I like to get into it. Like all that nasty, spit on me, spit in my mouth. Yeah. Let's spit on each other, like that shit. You know,
just hot loogies back and forth, huh?
Right, and then get back on it. You know, like that's what people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, you got to get into the get it gritty, dirty, grimy.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like
some people like, no, I'm sure. Give me all of it. I want all the nasty.
Yeah, but people want all the nasty. I just can't see myself like getting nasty that fast and that quick. You know, like
but it's not even necessarily nasty. It's just something that, like I
erotic.
Said, it's a turn on. Like it's just like, damn, she just did that, and now
I
you want to.
It's nasty sometimes.
It's look at me doing all this.
I think it gets nasty if you're not doing it with the person that you should be doing it with. If you just kind of just doing it with any and everybody, just like in the anonymous letter, like, you know, you kind of hanging out, kicking it with a coworker. Mm-hmm. Like I wouldn't have that type of attraction that quick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even with like
I do.
being a guy, like if I had sex with a woman and this was like our first, second, third time, like I'm not gonna give you all of it the first, second, third time. Like
I got you.
you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I'm not.
It would progress to that
yeah,
potentially.
like I'm not finna just jump out the window on the first time and just give you everything, give you all of me the first time.
I got you.
You know?
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I guess it depends on like what you think of the person, how far in terms of the relationship that you actually are, and how much you not even really trust. You just have a feeling of like maybe shoot, how much they get around. Are they for the streets? If they for the streets, don't be out there doing that shit
Exactly.
at all.
Yeah, hell no.
Don't do that.
Hell no, because if they came from the streets, they can go back to the streets.
Okay. Something like that. All right. Yeah. So that's the answer. That's my advice on that, y'all. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question though. I feel like that's one of those questions that's to each his own.
Yeah.
But yeah, like definitely when you want to just come in here and us talking about it, like that's a really really good question because it's like when do you do stuff like that?
Yeah.
Who do you do those things with?
With right.
Yeah.
Please don't
spit in my mouth, babe.
I'm not doing that.
You ain't gonna spit in my mouth?
No, hell no. No. That's just not my thing.
You
Okay.
You don't want me to spit in your mouth?
I promise you will get popped. You dare, okay? Don't you do that shit to me. Don't you do it, okay?
Don't be kissing you like boom.
Open your mouth.
Bloop. Give you a bloop. You can be like, babe.
Oh my God! And what if you miss?
Hey, it's all good. Hey, just tell me where to spit on you, and I spit.
Oh God! Okay.
Because you're on fire right now. You need to be put out anyways. So just tell me where you want me to spit on you at right now.
I'm weak. Okay, I'm weak, y'all. Okay. So there's our response to that. Let's get into this next thing, though. If y'all don't know, we also are movie reactors. Y'all can go and watch us on YouTube at Reelin' with AsiaandBJ on YouTube. And y'all follow us on all of our social media platforms. Y'all can hashtag AsiaandBJ. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, everywhere.
Instagram, Rumble.
Okay, Rumble. We're everywhere. So make sure y'all tap in and follow us. Support your peeps. Okay.
Absolutely.
We also have a vlog channel, AsiaandBJ. All the links are in the description, y'all, if y'all want to tap in. We also have a music reaction channel. Over 3,000 videos have been posted, 3,000 reactions on that channel. So make sure y'all tap in over there too. Okay. So this week's movies were Interstellar and Unbreakable.
Yes.
Two very, very interesting movies, which I might say. So one, so which one is Interstellar we can start with?
Yeah, let's start with Interstellar first. That one is probably like one of the more complex movies I've seen in a very, very long time. Just for the simple fact that a lot of the things in there like deal with like, traveling beyond our galaxy. If you ever been a person that's ever been to like astrology or been super curious about what's beyond our galaxy, what'll actually happen if you go into a black hole, this is like the movie to see because I feel like this gives you like the most realistic depiction of what would happen if you went into a real black hole.
Sci-fi type of stuff. Like
definitely, definitely sci-fi for sure.
Yeah, and the whole point of the movie, because I had to go look this up. This movie came out in 2014, so we were watching it for the very first time, and it stars Matthew McConaughey and
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, and yes, Anne Hathaway, and basically the Earth is becoming inhabitable. So they have to go. Spoiler alert. Okay, if you haven't seen this movie. Fast forward this part, okay? Because we're going to be putting some spoilers in here, y'all. So they go and they fly out of space. Matthew ends up having to fly out of space to go and find like these other Earths, or what are they? Other planets.
Yeah, they're just other planets outside of our solar system.
That the Earth could be like where people could actually go and live in.
Where it would be habitable.
Yeah, and I just thought that it was insane how the time frame. This movie, y'all, you have to really follow this movie very closely because I I was all in until we got to the end, and then I kind of started getting confused. And I've said this a couple times, but it was my first time watching it.
Okay.
So don't laugh, okay? Because I don't. Hey, and if you are like the astrophysicist that can also figure all these things out and explain it, drop, go ahead and say something. Say something.
Chime in, please, because we definitely needed some additional help with this movie as far as just getting and understanding the full concept of it, as far as like the ins and outs, because it did get a little complex towards the end.
Yeah, like towards the end, like, and they were trying to figure out which planet was gonna be somewhere that humans could actually start life. You know, so he never made it back to Earth. They didn't have any intentions on him ever coming back, which I thought was really messed up from the beginning.
Yeah, because they didn't tell him, but there was a clue in there that let me know that he probably wasn't coming back.
Yeah, well, he ends up at the end, and what's crazy, like, okay, and this is where I started kind of. I was trying to follow it with the time, but it was like he ends up being younger than his daughter is when she's basically on her deathbed because of where they were in terms of like the time, like I guess while he was gone, because at one point they got off the spaceship and they were on one planet and they said for every hour that they're there, that's 7 years on Earth. So when they come back, they come back to the little space station in outer space 23 years later, and they were only there for them what seemed like probably like an hour and 15 minutes or so. And they come back and it's 23 years later. So every time like they would go to a different planet and come back, it would throw me off. And then especially when he started coming back to go tell himself to stay and not leave the Earth because he was never going to be coming back.
Right.
It comes full circle. I know I just said a whole lot and I feel like I still didn't even explain everything.
Yeah, I mean, it is a genius of a movie if you think about it, especially like the research that like Chris Nolan had to do to really like put this movie together.
Yeah.
As far as like I heard like in the comments, and I read a little bit too, that he like visited like NASA. He went to SpaceX. That's where Elon Musk is. Where they're building like missiles.
Yeah.
Well, not building missiles, but building rockets for space travel.
Yeah.
So he like really, really did his homework. So a lot of the stuff that's in the movie is like actual like real factual stuff. It's factual as you can get it.
Yeah,
it's scientific too.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw that when I was reading about it.
So just like you're saying, as far as like the time and how like the time changed and how the time difference is, like they really like equated that in every, like they really like got that information and really like put it into the movie where because it's a real thing.
Yeah.
As far as like the time.
Which is even more interesting that they use an actual scientist almost to get it as close to the actual thing as possible. So
yeah. Because that threw me off too. Like when he went into the black hole and they eventually started going into the black hole, that was like one of the things that I wanted to see the most, because I feel like the black hole is like the most mysterious phenomenon in space to me.
Yeah.
Because nobody's ever been through a black hole. So when he went to the black hole, I was like, yo, is this what a black hole really gonna look like? Are we gonna be in like a completely different dimension? Because like in a black hole, like the pressure has sucked in, like
gravity is stretched out or something like that.
Yeah, it's like everything is it's pretty much bending and stretching time
right
throughout the black hole.
Oh,
so
see, that's where I started getting thrown off. I was like, okay, look, and then whatever these fractions are you got up here on this board, I don't understand none of that. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you're saying they needed an astrophysicist to kind of really break this down.
Yeah.
But it was a really good movie, especially, like I said, if you're just a person that's just into like the mysteries of our galaxy and what's beyond our galaxy.
Yeah.
Because that's like the burning question, especially when you talk about like planets, solar systems, like what's beyond our solar system.
Yeah.
This movie is a good one to see, to give you like a pretty close idea
of what that's gonna be like.
Of what it would be like.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I was living through Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway while they were like venturing out, because I don't have the strength, I don't have the courage to hop into a rocket.
No, you're not gonna. No, and I'm definitely not going through the black hole. I would look. Okay, we all finna go through this little thing together. Whatever happened to all of us, we all about to do it. He wanted to break himself off to go do his little piece through the black hole. I'm not doing that. At all. We all gonna die together.
I'm not that adventurous. I'm an adventurer, but I'm not that
Like,
that
but
adventurous.
forget all of that though, right?
Right, because
No.
because of the chances of you coming back home and living through this type of mission, it's pretty much slim to none.
Right.
Actually,
Yes.
come on now.
If y'all get a chance to see that movie, or if y'all have seen that movie,
Yeah.
how many times did y'all have to watch it before you actually really got it? Like before it really started clicking to you how great this movie really is? Because I saw a lot of people say you have to watch it multiple times to get it. I saw some people say they just don't watch it because it's just too much. Like it's too over
just
there.
too much. It's too much to try to think about.
Yeah.
I've seen some people say I watched it like 8 times, and it took about 8 or 9 times for it to kind of really start dawning on me as far as like understanding like the intricacies. Because me watching it the first time, I didn't completely understand everything with the bookshelf.
Yeah.
So whenever we have another opportunity, I definitely want to sit down and try to watch it again.
Definitely that. Definitely that.
Yeah, because it's just one of those movies that's just gonna make you think.
That's one of the movies I feel like we've watched so far since we've been reacting to like movies that has really like made me sit and think about what it is that we just watched. Like
It's definitely one of the first ones that really made you sit there and wonder. Even like hours after we watched it,
Yes.
I still was coming back to it in my mind. Like, okay, when they left,
Right.
and they left that inhabitable planet,
When
and the time difference, it got me wanting to go get a piece of paper and try to write an equation
like
to try
how
to figure
much
it out.
time really went by.
The actual
like,
time, yes,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, if you haven't seen Interstellar,
Check it out.
yeah,
Check it out and see if you don't feel mind fucked after you watch it.
yeah.
I'm just saying, but especially if it's your very first time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So okay, and then Unbreakable.
And then
did Unbreakable.
and then we watched
also,
Unbreakable last
which
week
is,
too. That's Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson.
They are.
I was surprised to see Samuel L. in this movie. I saw the cover with Bruce Willis on it, but to know that they in the movie again together, because we saw Die Hard with a Vengeance.
This movie, yeah,
That they was in together.
they were in that movie. I forgot. That's right. Sure was. Actually,
Okay, so
there's Unbreakable, then there's Split, which came out in 2016, and then there's Glass in 2019.
So Unbreakable, okay, so it came out in 2000. That movie is actually done by the same director that we watched Signs. So it was almost like the way that the movie was shot, as far as from the camera angles,
Signs,
was
right?
very similar to Signs.
We watched Signs last week too.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. We watched Signs, then we watched Interstellar. Like
You kind of see like the similarities as far as how the camera angles and how it's shot.
theatrically.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and Unbreakable, it starts with Bruce Willis like being on a train, kind of trying to shoot his shot at a woman. He kind of take his wedding ring off and try to shoot his shot at her, but it don't work out.
It don't work,
She get up
yeah.
and get into another seat, and then next thing you know is like he's sitting looking out the window, and the train just starts speeding up,
Right.
and then the very next scene is the train derailed. He's in a hospital,
Right.
and the crazy part about it is that
He didn't get
everybody died on
Except
the
him.
Everybody died on the train
Except
for
Bruce.
him.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a scratch. He didn't have a broken bone. Like he had none of that.
Right. Samuel L. Jackson's part in this movie, he was literally an undercover villain the entire time. Until he shook his hand at the end, because Bruce Willis had like these superhuman powers almost. It was like he could see things that you had done just by touching you, So it's when he was bumping into people, he could see what they had done, especially if they had did something bad, I guess, in particular.
Yeah.
And what was crazy is how many people he bumped into that had just did something really messed up.
Yeah.
It was insane. Everything that he could see. They shook hands at the very end. Samuel and Bruce, at the very end, they come together and they end up shaking hands. The whole movie is almost like Samuel L. Jackson is trying to convince him that he's this unbreakable guy. Like he's some guy.
Well, he's trying to convince him that he's a superhero.
He is, yeah.
But the thing about it is that
whole time.
But at the same time, Samuel L. Jackson, it's like he's Dr. Evil. It's like he's like the arch enemy.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's trying to confirm that he's really a bad guy by trying to confirm and tell Bruce Willis that he's the good guy.
Right.
The good superhero.
Yeah.
I just thought that it was a good movie to show you like the reality where, it could be like almost like a reality-based superhero.
Yeah, or y'all can see the edited versions on our Reeling with AsiaandBJ channel. So y'all go over there, support Okay, tap in, subscribe to
Yeah.
the channel, y'all.
I think those were really two good movies that we did this week.
They were.
Like back to back.
Really good movies, both of them. And neither one of them I had never heard of until y'all actually put us onto it. So shout out to the fam for that, okay?
Heck yeah.
So we're going to get into these Reddit stories. We got some juicy ones today. I left the lights red. I just didn't want to change them back.
Yeah, we're
y'all.
going to leave it red. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend sex maybe isn't for her?
What? How you going to tell somebody that?
We about to get into it to see exactly why.
Okay,
so
let's go.
So that's where we're gonna start at. So we got a 23-year-old male. I have been dating my girlfriend. She's 23 for 2 years. We've known each other for 4. We met at college, and after graduating, we began dating and moved in together shortly after. When we began dating, my girlfriend was overweight, but now she's obese. We used to go on walks, hikes, and work out together. The past year, she has been doing less and less actively while I have been keeping up. I work a physical job which requires a lot of moving, heavy equipment, and constantly being on my feet while she works at a desk job. She has began gaining weight rapidly about 6 months ago. The first 6 months of the year, she gained around 30 pounds, and in the last 6 months, around 100. This is due mostly to her getting takeout during her lunch and then getting takeout again for dinner.
Well, damn.
She's putting her business all out there.
Well,
Her weight gain isn't an issue for me. I love her and honestly don't really care. I do miss our walks and hikes, but we still spend time together.
Wow.
On to the real issue.
Well, that's a loving person. That sounds very supportive, but
I don't know.
Okay, let's keep going.
That's why he said on to the real issue.
Okay.
We have an on and off sex life. We can go months without doing it and then consistently for weeks. I do almost all the initiating. Since my girlfriend's weight gain, she has begun to wear sweaters during sex. Wow. I'm glad she can be more comfortable during the act, and I used to be able to put my hands underneath and still feel her, but recently she has stopped this. This made me not want to have sex with her at all.
She stopped him from putting his hands underneath her, like underneath the sweater?
Yes.
Wow.
So not even no skin-to-skin contact.
Okay.
Okay. So he said, this made me not want to have sex with her at all. I don't want to have sex with the sweater. I want to have sex with her. I stopped initiating for this reason, and it took her almost 3 weeks to notice. At the end of the 3 weeks, she initiated for the first time in a while, and I politely shut it down. She responded to me by getting mad at me. I explained that while I enjoy sex, I just don't get turned on by touching a sweater. She explained that she's insecure and I shouldn't punish her for this. I asked her if she wanted me to just fake it, and she said no. She said that sex is just going to require me not touching her or seeing her.
What?
Here's where I believe I may be the asshole. I told her that maybe sex isn't for her then. She immediately got up and began telling me how inconsiderate I am and that even though her body is changing, she still has needs. I suggested masturbation as that's what I do when she doesn't want to have sex for longer periods of time. She got upset saying she wanted to have sex with me. She then left for a couple of hours, and this time she didn't respond to any of my texts. I said Texas. Asking her to please come home and talk this through. She said she did come home. She asked me to sleep on the couch, so I did. This morning, she left before I was awake. During the day, she didn't respond to any of the texts I had sent the night before or the one I had sent today asking how she was feeling and if she wanted to have dinner together to talk. She never responded, but I left work early, and when I came home, she wasn't there. I asked where she was, but she responded she's at dinner with her sister and that she'll text me when she's ready. I think she's overreacting by not talking to me and making me sleep on the couch. Am I the asshole? Do you think he's the asshole for telling her that?
I don't. Just because, I mean, I do it. Obviously, I feel like she's become very insecure with how she looks and how her body looks. And, you know, from a woman perspective, she doesn't want him to see what that looks like because perhaps to her it looks disgusting, or she doesn't like what
or
she's
unattractive.
or that she doesn't like what she's looking at, obviously, physically. And it's probably starting to get in the way of like her thoughts and how she feels like when she's intimate with him. So, it's affecting her mentally to the point to where she doesn't even want him to touch her. I feel like she's clearly giving him the signs. Like she's
basically giving him the sign that she's insecure about her body,
right,
and don't even want him to touch her. So she doesn't even feel sexy.
Well, I don't even think it doesn't matter that she doesn't feel sexy. Like she doesn't even want to be touched. Just
That's what I'm saying.
like
Even
maybe because it makes her feel uncomfortable. She's insecure.
she don't feel sexy.
She doesn't feel a lot of things, obviously, but she does. I think emotionally, she's still like in her.
Okay.
She still has her needs. She still does want to be intimate, but she wants to do them at her discretion. She wants to do it with her.
Oh yeah, we all got needs.
Yeah, but I mean, like she wants to do it like the way that she wants it to happen, and it's supposed to be something that y'all like are supposed to be into together. How do you get into something when you can't even touch the person that you are intimate with?
That's difficult. That would be difficult because I'm sitting here thinking like, if you sat there and put on a damn sweater,
and then a sweater of all things, what the fuck?
And then I can't even like touch you, like I can't even touch you like that. It's gonna cause a problem.
Babe, you can't touch a lot of things with it. And then not even that, like how hot do you get under that? Like I feel like I would just be so damn hot in a sweater, like sweating it out and everything. I don't want to, I don't, that's not cute. That's not sexy. It's not, it doesn't make you feel any type of way. Like, it's sad that her insecurity is that bad. But I feel like if she feels that self-conscious about herself, then you have to do something about that. Clearly, like you have to do something about it because eating out is not working in your favor. She must be at the point to where everything is sticking because if she gained that much weight that fast,
he said that.
You have to change your habits because your habits are causing a lot of controversy in your lifestyle.
That too, but if he really loved her, I'm gonna say this like this, bro. You are the asshole for telling her sex isn't for her.
You think so?
He's the asshole because I just feel like, if you really there for her, you really trying to be there for her, you should be able to kind of see that she's getting insecure about her body.
He does.
Just for the simple fact that she's wearing a sweater. So maybe you should be doing things in regards to like maybe try not to focus as much on sex and try to focus a little bit more on maybe like trying to change our lifestyle or help her change her lifestyle.
But that has to be something she has to be willing to do because if he's been keeping up with it, which is what he said.
He's been keeping up with it, but
then she can do the same thing. She's choosing not to do that and then she's seeing the effects of it, but she's not doing anything about it.
Damn all of that.
So like, to some degree, it's like, okay, we used to go hike. He used to go walk with her. He's willing to do those things with her. And obviously he's been patient enough with her not to overstep the boundary of like trying to make her feel some type of way because.
But he stepped over that boundary when he said sex isn't for you. Look.
He like, look, girl, you don't even want me to touch you. What you want me to do? Just poke you and be done with it? Like you just supposed to poke and then I'm not supposed to be able to touch you?
I'm just saying
where's in it for me?
Right. I'm just saying he's the asshole because of the way that he approached it. I just feel like if he really loved her and he really in it for her, like he would encourage, motivate, try to get her to start going back and walking and start hiking. And then that can turn into, okay, now we can start eating different and doing things to help.
You don't think that he already did that?
He didn't say it. So I'm finna assume that he didn't. He the asshole right now.
Because I feel like if he's already
he would have said that he's been trying to help her lose weight. He didn't say nothing about that.
No, he didn't.
He just letting her do her thing and
but he said he doesn't
overweight.
care. He said he doesn't care because he loves her the way that she is. But she doesn't love herself the way that she is.
And that's what I'm saying, that maybe he should do some things and put some things in place to help her feel more better about herself. Because sometimes you need somebody there that's going to kind of jumpstart that, be like, come on, we're going to go walk. I don't even have to sit here and tell you that I want you to start walking because I want you to lose weight. I can just say, let's start getting more active. Let's start getting outside. And that'll help her get more motivated. and then that might change her eating habits to help her start losing some weight. So he's not worried about the sex, and then.
But ultimately, though, what do you think is going to happen with their relationship eventually? Like if he continues to allow it to go on and not be touched and not allowed to be touching her, and then she wants to put on a sweater, like she doesn't want to be looked at, like he's a man,
and he's probably masturbating like 3-4 times a day at this point.
So I'm like, he's a man.
Something gonna have to happen. Something gonna have to give, because something gonna have to give. But I'm just saying, for me, just listening to what he's saying and asking if he's the asshole, I just feel like before he went to the point to say that her sex is trash, because that's what he's saying. He's saying her sex is trash. Throw it in the garbage. That's what he said.
What he said was that he can't.
The sex is garbage.
Is that wasn't what he said literally.
I can just imagine trying to have sex like that. It's gonna be unintimate. It's gonna be, it's gonna kind of put you off.
But you can't say that, because there are men. There are so many men out there that just love a juicy girl. Okay, they love all that. You need to stop. They do. They love it. I mean, every square inch of the rolls, the juiciness, the fat. I mean, to say for what it is, that's what it is. Like, so it's not that I feel like he's not attracted to her. I feel like he would love her regardless. I think she's putting him off, and he's just telling it like it is. Like, shit, well, what do you want me to do? Like, what else do you want? Like, what did you expect for him to say? How long were you going to allow that to go on before he said anything?
And even in that situation, the last hoorah could have been, he could have took that route and been like, okay, I'm finna try to put some things in place to kind of just help motivate her to kind of get motivated herself, to kind of get it started, so maybe she can start doing some things. Because you know how it is for a woman that, gain a little bit of weight, and then you get in a funk and be like, I done gained 25 pounds right now. Right now I'm just in an uncomfortable space.
But you have to be willing to make the change. So right. That's the thing.
Right. But sometimes it has to be initiated by your partner. If your partner's really, really in tune with you and what's going on with you and see what's affecting you,
but do you think
he will go with that approach, especially about the weight gain.
Do you think that there's a chance that he's not giving her enough, like, complimenting her enough and making her feel like secure enough, or making her feel confident enough? Like, maybe it's because he lacks the ability to give her like the self-confidence that she needs, like perhaps she needs to hear that. And like, because I feel like some people are about affirmation. Yeah. If you aren't telling me that I'm beautiful, if you are not complimenting me just as my man, I feel like I would feel a certain type of way. Like, he doesn't even tell me that I'm beautiful. He doesn't tell me, if I look good, that I look good. If I feel good, and then like that one time that she puts on something that maybe compliments that she thinks makes her look really cute, and he's failing to give her the compliments or the security that, like, dang, babe, I like how you look in that outfit. And maybe that's just what she needs to be like, okay, well, my man accepts me this way, and I can feel a little bit better in the bedroom, and feel like I can take my clothes off and not feel like I look a certain type of way because he doesn't tell me that.
I think I could get her to take that sweat off if it was me. I'd get her to take that sweat off. If I was him, I'd be like, babe.
I said all of that, and that's what you've been over there thinking about the whole time, is how you can feel like you can get her to take this damn sweater off.
No, I'm feeling exactly what you're saying, because because you're speaking exactly from like a woman's perspective, and kind of going into you bringing us into the mind of a woman, and how a woman would think and feel regarding like being insecure like that. But but again, like from a male's perspective, and for me thinking how I'm thinking, I'm like, I'm gonna get her to take that sweater off. I'm be like, come over here, babe. Sit on my face. Oh my God. Put that shit right on my face.
But she ain't gotta take the sweater off.
She don't even have to take the sweater off. That's what I'm saying. Keep the sweater on. Sit right on my face, and I got you. And I promise you by the end, she gonna be a little more secure than what she was previously. Sometimes you just gotta shake things up.
Maybe, but that's the thing. I'm like, maybe he's not doing enough either to make her feel that confidence in her. But shoot, like, speak, tell me, but at the same time, I'm just, from her perspective, I think I can understand where she's coming from, but for his perspective, I'm like, how long as a man do you think that he gonna not touch you and not want to be physical with you
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
kid, like anything, like if I feel like if I was trying to hug you or touch you or kiss you
Mm-hmm.
or just interact with you in general and you shut me down, I'm going to start getting very frustrated with that. And I'm going to feel that, and what if you don't think that I'm going to say something eventually, then you got it all wrong.
Yeah, yeah, and then at that point, y'all going to the point of no return.
Right.
So
Okay. Well, maybe,
just
try some
suffocate me.
different things, try some different positions, do
Yeah.
some things where maybe you don't have to look her in the eyes so that she can see that you looking at her or something like, shoot, turn that thing over, hit it from the back. Okay. Something like that. I mean, whatever you got to do to instill that confidence, because I feel like that's what has been lost, her security, her, and she's become very insecure. And he just kind of let her know, like,
and he's been an asshole.
maybe that's not what for you. Like maybe and sure, perhaps he's right. But that part of it is going to drive their relationship to. I mean, then there won't be anything. So then what? Like, what do you do then? What after y'all are both playing with yourselves and
Yeah.
self-stimulating? Like, what kind of relationship can you have with somebody that you can't be physical with?
Being in a relationship and having to masturbate daily.
Is that a thing? Like, do people do that?
What?
Like being in a relationship and then like they both do their own thing. Like perhaps she has a toy and then
That's awkward. And that's what I'm
like. Can you have a relationship with somebody like that though?
And that's what I'm saying. If you masturbating daily, several times a day, but y'all not really being physical with each other, that's a lonely place to be. Because y'all should be enjoying that together.
Yeah.
Or if y'all are masturbating, can we get in the room together and do it? At least that. But outside of that, if y'all not doing, I like how you just sat there and kind of sat up and everything. That was like a nice little, like your neck look all nice and sexy and stuff. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you cool. Ooh, wait. Yeah, but yeah, what else we got on her though? Okay. What else we got on her? That was a good question.
I lied about getting rid of a child and kept the baby. For background, I'm a 28-year-old female and I had an extramarital affair. My husband and I were having some issues. He was unfaithful and we were not living in the same house. I was angry at him and just felt completely numb and betrayed. The one day I met a man, 26-year-old male. He was nice and really funny. Let's call him Corinne. We went out for drinks and one thing led to another and we had a one-night stand. And we had the most disappointing sex ever. I felt even worse.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
I know, like when you want somebody so bad, and then you finally get a chance to do it, and then when you do it, and it's like it sucks. Yeah, that sucks. It's like all of that for nothing, right? Not to mention how much you had to work yourself up to do it.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Because like you said, at that point, she having an affair right now.
Yeah.
So you got to make it worth it.
Yeah. She said, so I meant to go to the pharmacy and get the morning after pill, but couldn't as I found out my grandmother was in the hospital. Then I eventually forgot about the whole thing. Fast forward 3.5 months, my husband and I started to work things out in therapy. I told him about the affair and we moved on. Our marriage had been stronger and happier. We were enjoying raising our son, and then I found out I was pregnant. The timing coincides with my affair with Corin. I contacted him and notified him after I told my husband. He gave me $500 and gave me a bunch of research about having children by different fathers and scheduled an appointment at the clinic. Said he wasn't ready to be a father and to get rid of it. My husband, being the great guy that he is, supported me in whatever I wanted to do and offered to raise the baby. I couldn't bring myself to have an abortion and kept the baby. He had blocked me on all platforms and I never knew where he lived. I kept all the communication saved. Now my daughter is 2 years old. I bumped into him at the grocery store and he saw my daughter and is now wanting contact. He said that the baby looks like him and is very upset that she exists. I haven't confirmed or denied anything. I have been silent. I feel like such an asshole. And then here's an edit. I wanted to give more context. My husband and I were not living in the same home for 2 months before the affair. We were essentially separated.
Okay, so they weren't even living together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, there's more. I also wanted to clarify that I do not want child support. I have never wanted and I don't need it. I never lied to my husband about the affair, and I tried to do the right thing and notified Corin. We went for coffee, and he took $500 for the abortion. He made the appointment and mentioned how he didn't want to be a father and he didn't want his family to find out about a child out of wedlock. At this point, I had known the sex of the baby and told him. He sent me several texts and voicemails telling me I needed to terminate. I went to the appointment and I couldn't bring myself to end my baby's life. I essentially ran out. I tried to call him and he had blocked me on every platform. I tried calling from different numbers, nothing. I eventually got the hint. My husband and I were friends and we both made terrible mistakes. We own that. I never asked him to sign the birth certificate, and he made that choice and has been the best father. I did not tell Corin about the paternity when I saw him again until I had spoken to a lawyer. And with how he reacted when he saw her, it was anger, almost violent. I am not letting my daughter anywhere near that temper. He only wants her because his parents don't have any grandchildren. The messages never state he wants to bond or interact. It always states the grandparents want to meet her. Until everything is solved in court, I am not going to issue contact. My husband signed the birth certificate. He is her father. I would have gladly returned his money if I knew where he was at the time. So there's that. I only made this post as a way to vent. At this point, my daughter is the most important person, and her well-being is and will be priority. Yes, we all suck, but I am trying here.
Wow. This one's real tough. This is difficult.
Whoa.
I know. Man, just for her to have the courage to even like put that out there like that.
Do you think it's bad that she wouldn't have told him? Like, I don't know how she would have told him if he blocked her. And it's her body to do what she wants to do with it. If that's what she decided not to do, whether or not he stayed in contact with her or not.
He already tried to block her. He was already
trying to get rid of her.
He was already putting those boundaries in place to kind of like just oust her and make her feel like she was just like the jump off, or make him feel like that he was just there since they were having issues, her and her husband, Corin pretty much was there just for the booty call.
Right. And it was a one night stand of all things.
And it was a one night stand of all things.
Oh man.
This is tough right here, but I would sit here and say that her and her husband, they just need to do whatever they can do to move forward with this child.
Yeah.
Especially since he signed the birth certificate, and he's saying that, hey, I'm the daddy.
That's it.
No matter what. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, is if you got a man or you got a woman there that say that they're going to take care of the child, whether it's biologically theirs, whether the child has their DNA or not.
I don't know. Like,
it don't even matter.
How that even plays out in court, though, from a legal standpoint. I'm just curious. Because if he wants to see her and she exists, it's like, okay, but what if the court comes back and says, like, well, it doesn't matter that your husband signed the birth certificate. Like, he still has rights because he is the actual father. Like,
right. If they go through the whole paternity test and then it proves that Corin is the father, then he can definitely get lawyered up and make sure that he could get custody, or not even custody, but just visit. Not necessarily custody, but he could get visitation, and then eventually, if he's there, he could get some type of custody arrangement. So that can get real dicey. But the whole thing about it is that for those whole 2 years, he really wasn't even around, and he already made that choice and already like detached himself emotionally from her.
But I feel like, why would you even want to just pop into somebody's life? Like, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's like Ash Hollis or not. Like, you can't come around her because you haven't been here, but she just happened to bump into him at the store. And he sees her and sees that you have a baby, and then he's like, she looks just like me. Like, what would you feel as a guy, like from a dude standpoint, thinking this whole time you walking the earth with no baby and
with no kids, and then you see this little 2-year-old little girl walking
that looks just like you, and you like, oh shit.
it will fuck me up because I'll be sitting here thinking like, damn, 2 years done passed and she kept the child. I gave you $500, you didn't, and you didn't get rid of the kid.
Yeah.
That would probably be like my initial thing, especially like thinking from like his perspective. We'll be thinking that, but after that, I would be like, she kept the child, so I would put that out of my mind as far as like being mad because she kept the child. At the end of the day, she here. So at that point, you got a choice to make. Am I going to be around to be there for her, or I'm just going to go ahead and keep on living my life and keep on doing my thing and just get out of the picture?
But then it's like, I mean, I guess, would you ever tell the child, like, as she gets older, like, would you want, like,
you would, I mean,
you know, because I feel like once you get so old with kids these days, like, kids are like, I don't care what nobody say, like, that's my daddy, you know, like, he raised me. Like, they don't really care that dude is really not they daddy, or they, you know, like, they don't care about any of that. It's about who raised them and who they look up to and who, you know, who they're influenced by, you know?
And this is a crazy situation that you read here, but it's definitely something that people go through all the time, you know.
Wow.
But I really just feel like her and her husband, you know, if they were able to reconcile after they both had affairs and after she's had an affair and got pregnant with another guy's baby, but he's still willing to step up.
But you think that husband gonna be feeling that for a very long time to look past that?
If it's been 2 years,
could you look in that child's eyes and know that that's not your child, and this child was created while like y'all were separated?
Hey, like she said, he my best friend. He got to be a hell of a guy. He got to be a hell of a guy with a hell of a lot of character to be able to like look beyond that.
Ooh.
and to, you know, sign the birth certificate and to take up the responsibility and say, I'm your daddy.
Yeah.
You know, and it take a lot of fortitude for a man to do something like that, especially after like the mistakes that y'all made in y'all marriage,
right?
And it resulted in the child.
Dang, but they done already been through some things, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, they done already been through some things, so it's almost like,
and maybe
what happens if y'all continue to go down this road and you doing all of this to keep this baby daddy, or, you know, whatever ends up happening, right?
And
then you and your husband end up breaking up, and then what, like.
And maybe he feeling some type of culpability behind it because it's almost like he's like the catalyst that kind of started this whole thing to get to where it is, because he was being unfaithful, and then she ended up stepping out, and then you know you reconciled, and then you find out you got a child at this time where y'all were taking a break from each other.
But is she being an asshole for not allowing the baby around the biological father's grandparents?
Hell no. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I feel like I don't think so. I don't know them.
Because initially he didn't even want the child to be here.
Right.
So I'm going off of that energy. When you told me that you didn't even want the child.
Right.
And she said that she potentially was going to go through with it, but some things came up and she wasn't able, you know, to get rid of the child.
Yeah.
But for the simple fact that she kept the child, and, you know, he was nowhere to be found because he blocked her. He could have still tapped in with her. Even as a man, I mean, you can't fault her for not doing it.
He gave her the money, and then he thought, he was like, okay, that's it.
She's
gonna go do it. Right.
Exactly.
And then he bumped into her.
Then he blocked her, and then 2 years later,
he finds out about this baby.
Got this little cute little baby walking.
Right. Oh.
And for me, kind of like just going off of that energy, I would, if I was her, I wouldn't have let him anywhere close to the child until you went through like the actual legal process.
That's the only
to be
way.
able to see her.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I don't
especially
think
since he didn't even want the baby to begin with, and he disappeared.
Right. You blocked her and everything, like, afterwards, like.
So he was already trying to set the whole thing up, trying to get rid of her.
Yeah, and that's messed up because he didn't even follow through to see if she was even okay after that had happened.
Exactly, or just to make sure that she did it.
Oh no, he couldn't come back for me.
And that's me being a dude. Like, I'm gonna make sure that she did it. Like, I'm just not gonna just throw caution into the wind.
But like, are you okay? You know, like, physically, mentally, is your body okay? Like, everything. Like, he didn't even check on her to make sure. You didn't even follow through. Like, at least if you give her the money to do it, like, follow through and just make sure she's all right.
If I was a grimy dude, even if I was a grimy dude, like, I probably wouldn't be worried about, like, is your body okay?
Dang.
Is your stomach hurting? Are you okay afterwards?
No,
If I was just a grimy dude,
You're not even worried about it.
I would just be worried to make sure that she did it, that she did it to put my mind at ease, so I won't be walking around her knowing that I got a baby on this earth somewhere walking around,
and I don't even
know. You
right.
know? So I think he double grind me for that because he didn't even check back in.
Okay, yeah.
You got to at least check back in.
I agree though. Damn. Okay, no, I agree with what you're saying. No, you're gonna have to go through the ringer and do everything else. You know, and that's not even like a illegal abusive type of situation. It is what it is. Like, no, homeboy.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to go through this process because me and my husband got something. We got our situation set up.
Right.
I'm gonna give her a pass on this one.
Right. Yeah.
Now I don't give too many passes. Yeah. Okay. I'm not. So don't need to think I'll just be handing out passes left and right. But I'm gonna give her a pass. Am I the asshole for admitting in front of all my husband friends that I've never had an orgasm? Oh, recently was my husband's friend's birthday party. It was a bigger party and all my husband friends and their wives were there. No kid. One woman that I'm friendly with was annoyed with her husband and joked, "Men, if they didn't get us off, why would we keep them?" And she laughed. I awkwardly laughed, but I guess I looked uncomfortable. She asked me what was up, and she pointed out that I made a weird face. I said, I just never had an orgasm before.
Oh, wait.
So I guess I couldn't relate.
Okay, okay. Okay, that right there.
Ooh.
I could just see how this argument would go down in the car. I would be heated if I was the dude.
Almost a dozen people looked at me when I said that. It was super awkward. The woman then awkwardly asked, "Is everything okay down there?" And I said, "Yeah, I just have never had anyone try, I guess." For the next 10 minutes, all my husband's friends took turns insulting him in various ways. Many women talked about how they'd never be married to someone who couldn't get the job done. My husband made us leave early. When we got home, he lectured me about how I humiliated him.
Oh, he's pissed. He is pissed.
I pointed out that she asked, and I have a tendency to be honest. He's been really upset the last several days, and he keeps saying he can't talk to his friends because now they think badly of him.
Oh.
Am I the asshole for being honest here? There's a little short edit here. I've brought the issue up countless times in the past. He tells me that it's not that important, not a big deal that he doesn't get me off. Since it's not that important, I just don't see why I have to hide it like some kind of dirty secret. So am I the asshole for putting my husband on blast at a birthday party in front of his friends?
Well, if it's not a big deal, then why would it be a big deal that she put it on display like that?
He got mad. But he's saying that it's no big deal, though.
It obviously is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm already seeing that.
Clearly, because the girls started talking about it. The dudes started poking fun at him. Like,
oh, I could just see that, too. Like your homeboy just racking on you. Like, damn, bro. Like, you can't even get your woman off. What's going on with you?
I'm like, what are you doing
Not enough
wrong?
motion in the ocean?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think that she is the asshole only because she did it at the wrong place. Like, the fact that he said before that it wasn't a big deal, like, clearly every adult, I think, knows that you can't say that out loud and nobody's going to say anything about it. Okay. You just can't. You can't say, especially in like a party environment, everybody's standing around, all your girls probably looking at you like, girl, what? Like, what is he doing? And I just feel like that's something like my girlfriends would be looking at me like, girl, you need to get you another man. If he not doing what he need to be doing to get you off the right way, there's something he not doing right. And they would convince her of that, because I know I could just hear women around, like women just hearing that from another woman. And they're, if it comes up, like, they're going to have some input about it. Like, no woman is going to be like, oh, yeah, that's normal. Like, I feel like no woman is going to look at another woman as a friend.
Yeah.
Whatever you put into that person and not say anything about it. Like, girl, what?
Maybe she does enjoy having sex with her husband. Maybe he just can't get her all the way to that point. Maybe she does, like, well, them having sex together. Maybe she likes it, but maybe he just
That's the thing,
can't get her
though.
all the way off.
Yeah, and I feel
I don't
like
know.
there's a difference of being able to have an orgasm when you have sex. I feel like it's almost the purpose of doing it to have that orgasm, for what it's worth. But then there's a difference when you are just enjoying it. Like if you enjoy it and it's just good sex, like you can have good sex and never have an orgasm.
Yeah.
And I think people can be satisfied and content with that. And that's why it probably doesn't bother her, because perhaps they do have good sex.
Yeah.
They could really.
That's what I was trying to see. That's why I kind of brought that question up too. Just
That's
to
but that's a good thing. I feel like that's the difference. That's what differentiates having good sex and enjoying it versus like having good sex, enjoying it, and then having the orgasm. That's like the icing on the cake, because you getting the cake, but
oh, you getting them
or
cakes?
No, I want the cherry on top. That's the cherry on top. I want the ice cream. I want the cake, but I want the cherry on top.
Want to pop it,
Right.
pop it.
Yeah,
I got you.
that's the thing. So I mean, like, yeah, you can enjoy it. It tastes good. You're gonna get what you want out of it. But if you don't have the cherry, you missing out.
Yeah.
Like you don't have that
You got
lasting flavor.
You got to have that cherry on top of that whipped cream on top of that sundae, right?
Right.
Just to make the mission complete.
Yeah, but essentially, like, yeah, I don't know I feel like most people know, like, if you say something like that out loud, that you're gonna have there's gonna be something
That would be
said about
crazy.
it.
I'm gonna be honest with you though.
What?
If we was at that type of setting at a birthday party and all of my homies around, a whole bunch of homegirls around, and you said that about me, I would be kind of pissed off. I would be embarrassed.
I know you would.
I'd be embarrassed.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like that would be the created scenario. Like, and it's probably gonna even create a little bit of discomfort amongst the people, depending on who you're with. But if you said that, I would be like,
because your homies,
what?
It's almost like that's gonna go into oblivion. That's gonna go on forever.
Yeah.
That your wife said.
Your wife said
That your tool ain't getting the job done.
you ain't doing it right.
You know what I mean? Like you got the wrong type. You got the wrong size Phillips wrench to fit that screw. It don't even fit that screw. It ain't even screwing it in there nice and tight.
Yeah, no. I feel like she's the asshole for saying that. Cause you know what you're doing. And I feel like she probably said it just because it's like one of them things where it's like, well, he don't think it's a big deal. So obviously it's okay for me to say it, but I feel like you said it so you could get that arousement out of him, get the whole, perhaps that's the way that she got him to talk about it, so that he knows how important it is that she does, and
That
everybody
she get a
else.
climax.
Yeah, so everybody else around her could tell her. Her friends are telling her. The homies are telling him. Like, so now it is a big deal.
Asia, don't wait till we get around the birthday party to say that I can't make you have a climax.
I mean, if you done told me
That
it's
I
not
can't
a
make
big
you
deal,
bust.
I might say something. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I'm just saying.
you are the most. You are the most.
Just whisper in my ear.
I think she's an asshole for saying it.
Yeah, I think she's an
Even
asshole
though,
too.
it may not be a big deal, but, if you are enjoying it and it's good and to your standards of what you think it is, then, and if you don't think that you have to have one or that you aren't missing out on anything, then, hey, that's what you like. I mean,
bump all of that.
that's what I like. That's what I like.
That's what I'm saying. If she don't climax, like think about if she don't climax, like that's probably gonna force her to be like doing some stuff like when you leave to go to work, like, and she's still like at home, she gonna put that little vibrator out and everything, and just rub it out real good.
We all be doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
We all be doing that, okay? We just be like, wait, like all I need is 5 minutes, okay? Just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes, and it don't even matter. I mean, well, shoot.
But just do it in front of me though.
No.
Like I ain't tripping. Like I don't even have to be included in this whole activity.
You just want to watch.
Yeah, I just want to watch and just take. I just want to take notes. Maybe put you on the 5-minute timer.
Well, the thing is that the vibrator do a whole lot. Like it can do some things that it's just different. Mm-hmm. It's just different, and I feel like shoot, whether you getting off or not, like
yeah,
Come on.
And it's like she being brutally honest. She being like way too honest, like
Yeah, but
personally honest. Like
you know that you shouldn't be saying that out loud. Like, you know, like not in front of, not that. That specifically is like the one thing, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you just wouldn't say out loud if that was something, you know, like shit. If you don't say something to your man, like you better tell him again and make him understand it. We're going to have to figure something out. Something needs to change. We need to do some different things.
And it might be okay. It might be okay that he can't make her climax. Maybe now that he knows that, maybe, okay, babe, like, let's try some different things. Let's try something new.
That's all that is. That's
what we were doing. It ain't getting the job done for you. But
all she needed to do was just, you know, tell me that, like, behind closed doors, and then we gonna work on that together. That's something we can work on together. Yeah. Like, don't be waiting until we get out in front of everybody to put me out on blast.
Yeah, because your partner's gonna be talking about, bro,
what's going on with you?
You ain't doing it right. You ain't hitting it right. And then you got some of them crazy ass homeboys that'll be like, bro, just call me over there. I got her. I can do it. You can do it.
I'm going to show you what to do, okay?
Like, you got some roguish homies, too, sometimes. Like, some disrespectful homies. You got some disrespectful homies. That's what they're going to say. They're going to be all They're going to be all in y'all business. You know what I mean? You come to work the next day, and you be like, so how's everything going, bro? Like, you good?
Ain't looking at you funny and everything. Like,
is your wife good? How she good? Like,
did you make it happen?
Is she
you
good?
know they gonna want to know.
Like, are you? Did you
do it right this time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
see,
I could just see that.
I can. Yeah. All the awkward conversations behind that for a good minute.
That could live in purgatory forever.
Yeah. Literally.
If there's ever any issues with us in the bedroom, I'm not getting the job done.
I'm gonna let you know.
I know. Let me know, but just let me know at the right time. Don't it can't be at the wrong time in front of all the homies, in front of your homegirls,
everybody.
You know what I mean? The relatives and all of that stuff.
You wouldn't want me to say that out loud then.
Nah.
It's something you ain't doing right.
Yeah.
You ain't got the motion in the ocean.
Ooh. Nah. I gotta have the motion in the ocean. The way that you see, look how you rubbing on your legs and rubbing on your knees.
Just bad. What? Okay.
It's very sensual. I just like everything. I like everything. I like it all.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's
you are the most.
You are on point.
Stop. Okay.
And what do they? Is that like a bodysuit or do they call that the birthday suit?
This Fashion Nova. Okay.
Hey, I didn't know that. That's Fashion Nova.
Yeah, y'all. Okay.
Hey, y'all. Everything Asia puts on that comes from Fashion Nova.
They need to sponsor me.
That's what I'm saying. Because.
Shoot.
That's all I got to say. Man.
Okay. Your ass, okay? Just know, y'all.
Anything to make you smile.
Okay. See that's what I be talking about right there.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, shoot, that's going to conclude our podcast, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all share this video. Like, comment, subscribe, give us reviews, all that good stuff, y'all.
Absolutely.
All of our social media platforms are listed down in the description. All these Reddit stories are in the description, y'all. Y'all can chime into our website. We got merch coming very soon, so y'all stay tapped in for that. But yeah, y'all, let us know what y'all think about this down in the comment section. Y'all chime in on these Reddit stories as well. Give us y'all's opinions and what y'all think about it.
These questions were hot.
Yeah, they were.
Hot.
Juicy.
They were hot and heavy. It was hot and heavy up in here.
Juicy. Yeah, y'all. So
absolutely.
Yeah, y'all. If ain't nobody else told y'all, I love y'all. This is Exit Script Podcast, and we out this joint, y'all. We see y'all next time.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah.
Y'all take it easy.
Bye.